So we wanted to give you a brief introduction into a tool/application we built. So first of all, we want to introduce ourselves. So I'm Alexander Essenwanger. I'm a solution architect at Gematik, responsible for the patient record. And this is Niels, also a solution architect, and she's responsible for data exchange between hospitals. So at Gematik, so we are, as you may have heard this morning, in Germany we have a generally a very specific situation, I name it. So like, so we produce many FHIR and non-FHIR specifications, but we don't have like a common core data set. So that's why multiple teams working on multiple use cases produces profiles that may or may not be compatible to each other. And also we are involved with other standard organizations, national-wise and international-wise, that also we have contact to or contact with our profiles. So that's the general setting we have. And so our initial problem was we had the use case for the medication prescription and dispensation. Where a practitioner creates a prescription and the pharmacist hands out the medication, and we want to have all those documented in the patient record. And there was the very first problem where the profiles for the prescription came from another organization. And we couldn't influence those profiles, so we had to do some mapping there. And to support this, we started with a CLI tool that allowed us to put in two profiles and then make some suggestions to how the mapping could look like based on how compatible those profiles are. Like how the cardinalities look like and something like this. And then you could like modify this with a file where you say, I want to modify this element. So this element should not be mapped, or this should be mapped to another field or something like this. And the output was a HTML file that gives you a table view for each element. So what should happen with this element? And also like we had a custom JSON file that has this information in a kind of machine readable data. And because doing everything just with files and in CLI is not that usable, I would say, or user-friendly, so we decided to opt in to have a web app to do this mapping, to specify this mapping. And that's why I forgot. And you only see the result of the rendering after at the end. So it's nice to have this interactive, the definition interactive, and to see the result immediately. So this was the reason why we opted for a UI. And after we have done this, we always new things come. We had the problem of growing profiles, and we don't really need the mapping for each of them, but the first step is to identify which are compatible to each other. So we restarted our project, and so we make it based on the compatibility check. So for this, we enabled to dynamically load packages in there, so FHIR packages. So you have this tarball we need it with snapshots, put it in there, and you can directly see how the compatibility is, and from there you can go one step further to a mapping to define this interactively. So, and for the comparison itself, we are able to compare n source profiles with one target profile. So with the asterisk that currently in the UI we only can show one source profile, but the backend can handle multiple input profiles. And we currently check the presence of elements, the cardinalities, and for references we check if they are using the same type, so the same profile or data types. And we output per element like a classification, like is it compatible, is there something that is not 100% sure can be decided, so you have to look into this, if this is an issue or not, or it's not compatible. And we also give the information if, which of those checks failed. So it's like, okay, the cardinality failed, or like the reference type failed. So, and for the mapping, we have basically the same like for the comparison, but we also have this the option to specify what should happen with this element, like I said before. Like there we have the option, okay, just leave the element as it is, just copy it to the respective field, or copy it to another field. So like when you have extensions, you want to copy the value from one extension to another, from slices from one slice to each other to another, something like this. Or you can enter a fixed value, like maybe some have the urge to say, okay, I want to have to put in a specific value for meta profile. So you can also specify like something like this. Or you can say, I want to ignore. So you usually don't want to throw away data, but in some use cases, maybe it's an additional extension you don't want to have in your workflow, and it's possible to express this here. Yeah, so this is the current state, and we are currently planning also to extend the checks for the comparison. So like to handle the binding, like binding strength, the binding of the value sets, and for the value sets, if they are, so is it the same value set, or is it from the content-wise, is it compatible to each other? So this would be a very fast step, but this is on the roadmap. And for extensions, kind of the same. So like, okay, is it the same extension? Is it content-wise, structure-wise the same, and maybe all bindings are the same or compatible to each other, and also the same for reference profiles. For mapping, we want to extend the suggestions based on the compatibility. So because it only has a few compatibility hints now, we want to improve this. And as I said in the beginning, we started with exporting static HTML files to like fix the mapping we are speaking about. We want to introduce this because in the current web version it's not there. And yeah, sorry if I forgot the beginning. So we need this static page currently uses to give this to a contractor to implement the mapping. So that's why we need it, and we want to have it back. And also we want to don't want to rely on this custom JSON format. We want to go to a structure map or maybe FML to enable other tools to consume this mapping defined by us. Yes. So now we will switch to a demo. Yep. So I will try to, and I hope you can do it, so I can.
Thank you very much. I apologize ahead of the presentation that I have to look there sometimes because we weren't able to mirror the screen. What you see here is the landing page of the tool, where all the projects that are currently, that we already imported into the tool are displayed. Nothing special. You can create one, you can delete one. The interesting part starts now as I go on the FHIR DevDays project. Here you see, first of all, the list of packages that is currently included or available for this project. As Alex stated, you can upload it currently as a file. You have to include the snapshots in the package that you upload, otherwise it will throw an error. We want to improve that, that you also can import with an URL and don't have to download the package and then upload it again. But that is for the future. Then we have the comparisons. as Alex also stated, currently we only support one source profile compared to one target profile. In the future, this will also be improved, that you can select multiple ones. At the moment, it's just one. I already created an example here. I can do it like this. So what you see here is on the left all the properties of the... I'm not really keen to Macs, unfortunately. Okay. Oh. Like this?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, great. Yeah, so you can see the properties at the moment. Here is, for example, an incompatible one. It also displays which element is the problem at the moment. And if you expand the table, you can see, for example, here the source profile is the EPA medication. The cardinality is null to 1. And here is the target one. The denominator is required. So it could be the case that in this profile, or in an instance of this profile, there's no denominator. And of course, this would be incompatible. I think that's as far as I want to show something about the comparison. And I would switch to the mapping. In the first place, it looks pretty much the same as the comparison, because we also included the information we had in the comparison page included. But here we also have the mapping information. In the beginning, the mapping will be set to property and value will be retained, and then you have the possibility to select one of the options Alex explained before. For example, if we want to say, the medication ID should be mapped from the source to the target profile to another field, which is probably not happening in reality, but for demo reasons, I'll just assume it. So I would say, it should be mapped into medication extension, and then it says which field it should be mapped to, and we also can export the mapping JSON. One thing I think I forgot is the reference elements. So if for example, if we have reference elements and they have different profiles which you can reference, we will also display it as a warning. And down here you can see, okay, the EPA medication only allows medication profiles or resources to be referenced, and the ESIG medication, or Medikament in German, allows the substance as well. So this is displayed that way. I think that was the demo. Thank you very much, and I think then it's time for questions.
Do you have an export for that end report?
Sorry.
Okay.
Do you have a export feature to put out that report at the end?
That was in my Outlook. So I said we are working on this to enable this. We had this in the CLI tool, but it's not in the UI at the moment. Yeah.
Thank you.
Just wanted to mention that here are also the links to the front and the back end, and this are the contacts. Yeah. So, sorry.
Thanks.
So Nick from Austria, nice work, guys. Looks really good. So in the future, when you support structure maps and FML, or not sure what you will decide, there will also be the import possible in a tool from a structure map? Or is it your proprietary JSON that still had to be used? Because I think you have way more information than a structure map. You can do some extensions on structure map, but hey, what's your strategy?
So the custom JSON is currently just an output format. It's not to a re-import. We have some, I would say, so we store which profiles are compared or mapped. And then we have for each element, we have like manual entries that says for each element, okay, if something derives or is different than the default behavior. And so we don't have this. We could also store this in some reusable format, but currently we have it in a proper proprietary format.
I'm right now thinking about mappings that already exist, that are FML and maybe structure map. Look at the Swiss directory. There is like nearly everything from CDA to FHIR map, and these would be an example to import it. But hey, you don't have to.
Yeah, it's a good idea, I think.
Yeah, I think it sounds like a good idea, but currently so because we didn't have the use case so far, so we didn't think about it.
Thanks for the presentation. I really like it, and this is a really urgent and important topic to compare profiles and their compatibility. Hello. Did you look at the Java validator and its profile comparison feature?
At some point we looked at it, but because our main focus was like to enable the mapping, we decided to and we wanted to integrate the comparison. We rebuild it.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Yeah, it could be a good inspiration maybe for the checks that it does, but I get that.
So when we improve the checks, we could look into this and reuse some of those. Yes.
And you really approach this now from a mapping perspective, but I think there's other use cases also where you want to compare profiles. For example, in when you make your release notes for the next version of any of your Gematik releases, it could be cool also to see if you can make the tool more general purpose, where you could also spit out a change log for the next version of.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we already talked about it. That this was a feature we should.
This past us 2 days.
Very nice. Okay. Good. Yeah, looking forward to that one too. Thanks.
Hey guys, very nice tool. So in some of the comparison work that we're doing in Canada, we found that sometimes one guide or one profile will have constraints on child elements of a data type, and in another profile there will be specifying a whole data type separately from the profile itself. So you have to kind of drill down to the next reference. Is that a feature that you plan to build in or thought about?
So we thought about this and thought, okay, this would be very far on the roadmap. But we said, okay, it would be nice to especially when you have a binding of a profile somewhere, and maybe you have profiled it down to there. You want to also compare this, and but so it could be very complex. And the question is, okay, how far do we want to go down? Especially when you could have circular dependencies, so when something references itself, the profile, and something like this. So we thought about it, but we don't have any ideas how far and how we want to do it.
Any other questions? No? I guess that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.